We're here on Pugsley Slip. We're on the floating dock, and we're along Water Street at the foot of beautiful Princess Street. And what's behind me is you can see the emergence of a hand of what is a 45-foot wide by 20 feet tall mural that was painted by world-renowned street artist Sean Euro, also known as Hula. So we're at high tide. Our tides vary between 17 feet and 29 feet here in the harbor of St. John. Correct me if you're a historian or oceanographer or something, but over the day, the tide changes every 6 hours, and so every 6 hours she will appear, and every 6 hours she will be covered, and she's beautiful. At the end of this project, when Sean and Gabe have collected up all of their images, all of their video, they'll be naming this piece, and we'll learn more about what inspired it.
So how did you come up with this idea?
Well, can I tell you, I started with Discover St. John 2 years ago, and Jill McKinnon, my Director of Marketing Communications, said, I'd love to do a stunt, and if you know me, I'd like to do a stunt too. And 6 months later, she saw a clip of Sean on TV, brought it in, and we reached out to him. And I'll tell you, he told us we were on his bucket list, and I'll tell you, he's on ours too. And he came, we were working with him for the last 18 months. They were here for 10 days, and they just left, and they've left an absolutely indelible mark on our harbor and on our hearts. Not to be too sentimental, but it's true.
Yeah. And we have a cruise ship docked right behind us. I just turned around to show you. We
do. That's the Carnival Sunshine that's here today.
Now, when the Carnival Sunshine came in this morning, would they have seen her?
They would have. They came in. They came in as the tide was coming in this morning, and so they would have seen her. And that'll be part of cruise kind of orientation going forward. That will be directing cruise passengers that they can come over and see this. Also, when you turned around, Mark, you can see that the port, being a partner in this project with us, along with Strong and Free Canada, the port put in a whole new fence and a new tarmac down, so that the viewing experience of this for people for the last 10 days and for as long as the mural will last, and I know people have asked how long the mural will last. Sean did a lot of testing on the concrete, on the paint, versus the salinity of the Bay of Fundy, and we hope it'll last for years, but the indelible mark will be the video and the photography.
Well, why was it important for you to bring this artist here to do this?
Well, Discover St. John is a destination marketing organization. Our mandate is to bring people here to St. John. And so how do you get up above the noise? I mean, we all use TripAdvisor, we all use Google, you know, we're looking for beaches, we're looking for restaurants, and how do you get above the noise? Well, Sean, you know, Sean Hula Euro is certainly somebody that's up above that noise. He normally paints in very remote areas. If you look on his site, byhula.com, you can see that he paints under bridges, and he paints in the woods, and he paints on derelict shipwrecks, and he's painted on ice, so it's only lasted a week. This is probably the single most accessible piece that he has done. He has a global following, Mark. When we first reached out to him 18 months ago, he had 60,000 followers on Instagram. And now he's up to 170,000 mark. 8,000 of those he gained this week while he was here in St. John. And when he gets his piece done and he shares it with his audience, people around the world will want to come to St. John. He's going to share what the experience was like for him, and they'll be telling the true story of this city to the rest of the world.
Now, in the last week, we had Area 506,
we did.
and a focus of that was definitely on the working port, and those containers were an artistic expression in and of themselves, and the whole concept of it. Can you talk to me a little bit about what the thinking is around putting the port in that context?
Well, can I tell you, and I'm actually going to tie those two things together. We are the only urban experience on the Bay of Fundy. Visitors are sold the Bay of Fundy, and it's the world's highest tides, the highest tides on the planet. And we don't actually have an urban representation of that. The other thing is that we're a working port and proud of it. We are an industrial city and proud of it. The city is industrial. The nature is immediately around the city. We know that. We have such close accessibility to that. 1 million shipping containers are decommissioned every year. To see that Mediterranean shipping container would lend us, 60 shipping containers for that event, that they created a maple leaf out of shipping containers, they created 506 out of shipping containers, and that Discover St. John, in partnership with the Government of Canada, did the cargo texture event where you took a 20-foot shipping container and $4,000 and said, what can you do with it? It exceeded even our most wildest dreams on what they became. We're looking right now for homes for those. My phone was kind of ringing off the hook yesterday for possible homes for those shipping containers. But all of it is to celebrate who we are and where we are and look it straight in the face. I'm proud that we're a port city. I'm proud that we're the home to great industrial industries that employ people. And I'm not afraid to show people that we've got cracks in the cement. If I'm gonna quote Bono and say, cracks are where the light comes in. I'm cool with that. And so if we can share the beauty and the ingenuity and the innovation and the warmth of St. John with the rest of the world, I'll do anything that I can and anything that's within DSJ's investment to make it happen.
Now I know a lot of St. Johners were, very proud and very caught up in a lot of the events in the last week.
Absolutely.
But you're not just talking to them, right?
Well, that's, truth be told, again, destination marketing organization. I don't need to make you fall in love with St. John. You already live here, and I hope you're in love with St. John. And if you're not, well, I hope you maybe are a little more after this week or after the last couple of years where we see so much growth and so much just beauty and hard work happening in this city. But my target market isn't St. Johners. If you're here, I've got you already. You're already going to all these great places. To me, my target market is the rest of New Brunswick, New England, the rest of Canada, and now with the partnership like this with Sean, really the rest of the world. Our job is to get people here, to get us above the noise and to get us noticed. And I hope that somebody comes, that you bump into somebody on the sidewalk sometime in the next couple of years that they say they came to see Sean's mural. They came to see that great restaurant that they saw tweeted by Cruise Line International that was here this week. That they came because they had heard that St. John is awesome.